Hello and welcome. Today we're going to be playing the demo for Silver Blue, which is a BL visual novel entered into this year's Yaoi Jam. The story is this. According to the legend, once upon a time, when the world first took shape, the gods share this world along with humans. At first, humanity was simple and devout. They worshipped the gods with all their hearts, cherished their connections to nature, and lived in harmony. However, due to rapid growth, mankind gradually gained new desire and ambition. They conquered lands, fought each other, and destroyed nature to establish their power. Disappointed, the gods then closed the door connected the human realms and the realms of the gods, severed the connection between the two worlds forever. Nevertheless, rumors said that there were vestiges that could prove the existence of gods remained in the present. The story of Silver Blue began with Xuan, an orphan raised by his master, Gaia. Xuan has no memories of himself before he was 10, when he was taken in by Gaia. In his heart, Xuan always felt that he had no connection to the world other than his master, and it made him feel insecure. He regarded Guy as his reason to live and was ready to die for his master. Until one day, Guy just disappeared. When Xuan finally resolved to find his master, bizarre circumstances and people just kept popping up one after another, making him bewildered about his identity and past. At the same time, the strange dreams which have been plaguing him for years also started to become clearer. The game will have 3 love interests, 10 different endings. The full game will be approximately 200,000 words. We'll also have different title screens for each route, which is fun. The game will be having a Kickstarter very soon. Their itch.io page says that will be launching on September 5th. So let's get into it and see what this game is all about. The art is really pretty. I love this style. A long time ago, someone told me, someday the paths we think are endless will become the path that has passed. The questions that we were concerned about at the time: what are our true dreams? What are our obligations? What does it mean to be born and met? All shall become ashes, disappear in the flow of time. All the passion and desire we ever had will fade away. But even then, he told me, the eternity that I had always expected was not real. Many flowers bloom throughout the year, yet the flower from that day could never rise again. I am still looking for an end to us, and for those whose destinies were destroyed by my own hands. Ooh. The only memory I had of my childhood is the color of red and the heat of fire. The world around me was blurry and distorted. Everything was engulfed in that scorching heat until that person showed up. Poor little child, do you want to come with me? From that moment, that person's sound became a color representing peace and happiness. And then he took me away. Wow. That was a start. Wow, this background's nice. I love backgrounds in games. Like, they always catch me by surprise because I always end up loving the backgrounds so much. What are you thinking of? Hearing a call coming from behind, Zion turned his head back. Ooh, a CG already? Wow, oopsies. Damn it. Did you wait long? Oh, Master, you're back. Zion got up quickly, and the man in front of him gently smiled back at him. This man is Zion's master, Guy. I don't know how to actually say that, so I'm just going to go with Guy. He's been living with Guy ever since he was a kid. Zion never had a real family or a father. Every time he imagined things like that, his master's image was always the only thing that appeared in his mind. Are you tired? I'm not tired. The air here is so comfortable. I fell asleep without knowing. Have you finished your work, Master? I'm done. Perhaps it is time for us to leave as well. Let's go back to the inn to pack up. Yes, Master. After that, Guy turned around and walked forward. Zion hurried after him. They are making their way through the crowded market. This is one of the major port cities, thus it is boisterous and bustling. Different kinds of buyers and merchants are busy with a lot of strange and unique items. Zion liked this place very much. Unfortunately, he has to leave tomorrow. It's a pity that he has yet fully explored this place. Master, where is our next destination? We will go home. Really? Guy silently walks, and Zion follows him while feeling happy inside. They have a small house on the edge of the forest, but it's been a long time since they were home because of Guy's work. They often have to travel to many places and rarely stop in one place for long. The place called home, they were there even less than at the inn. Zion likes going to bustling places and enjoys new things, but he loves going back home. Wherever he is, as long as he can stay with his master and take care of him, everything will be fine. This is interesting. This is using a third person for the storytelling rather than being from the main character's point of view. That doesn't happen all that often. A pounding on the door intermingles with vague, distant voices pulling Zion out of his dreams. He slightly opened his eyes, feeling the rays of the sun shining through the gap of the door, warmly covering his face. It's morning already. Yesterday, after they had returned home and cleaned the house a little, Zion was too tired and fell asleep without knowing. Zion dreamed about that weird dream again. He has had that dream many times in the past, but he has been dreaming about it more often lately. He couldn't remember the dream very well. It was a long dream, but every image of it seemed to fade away when he opened his eyes. The only thing he remembered was a whispering voice. I want to go back. Go where? Was it his voice? Or someone else's? The only place he wanted to go was the only place he wanted to go back to is home, and he's already there. Ooh. Zion stands up and opens the door. Is this his master? Master, what's up? Oh boy. Wait. There was something between that and it moves too fast. figure suddenly comes over and hugs him. This idiot is still impolite as ever. Do you know it's rude to break into people's private rooms? Don't say that. Don't say that. It's been a long time since I last saw you. Didn't you miss me? The man rubbed his hands against Cyan's hair as if teasing a cat. My little Cyan, you've grown up so fast. Cyan coldly pushed away the man who was hugging him tight. Why are you here? We only returned last night. I have an appointment with your master. I brought some information, some very important news for him. Say raised his voice while trying to make a mysterious look. I had to go non-stop to get here on time. He's pouting, making a face as if he'd gone through extremely difficult challenges. Well, it's hard for you. Cyan replied carelessly. He went to the living room to find Guy, but found nobody there. So where is my master? I don't think he's around. Maybe he went to the next town to buy some stuff. The door wasn't locked when I came. Say shrugged. It's been a long time since we've seen each other, and you only care about your master. You're so cold, my little Cyan. What keeps happening there? Take off your hand and don't play with my hair. Fine, fine. You're not curious about the news I brought? It's really hot, you know. What? To be honest, I don't care. But if you want to say it that much, just spill the beans. Don't act cool anymore. Sai just waited for that. And then he came closer to Cyan and whispered, Has your master ever told you about the Silver Mountain? The Silver Mountain? No, I've never heard of it before. It was a very old legend. Legend? In the eastern end of this kingdom, there was a mountain so big and tall that it reached the sky. Over there, all the trees were glistening silver and blue. There's a rumor saying that's the gate to heaven, the abode of the god. Sounds like a fairy tale. And, oopsie, that one was me. The rumor said once in a period of several hundred years, the gates will be opened. It is a very rare phenomenon. There are people who waited for their entire life yet couldn't wait for that moment. And what does this have to do with Master? Don't tell me he wants to go there to witness the historical moment you mentioned. You're so naive, Cyan. A place like that would have many treasures everyone wants to have. Of course your dear Master is also concerned about it. I don't think Master cares about something like that. Are you sure? Humans always have greed. Whatever. So are you going up there and find yourself some treasure? I wish you become rich soon. You don't seem to believe me at all. That hurts me a lot. Somewhere like that, of course, was protected by many powerful and dangerous holy beasts. It's not somewhere anyone can come even if they want to. Don't you find it attractive or familiar? Familiar? Are you interested in going there? Do you find it familiar? Such as some fairy tales your dear master told? Or have you ever seen somewhere unreal like this? At least in your dreams? What a weird question. That is a very weird question. What do you know? Ooh. Hey, the menu's cool. If you right click to bring up the menu, it comes up down the bottom. That's pretty cool. This menu is gorgeous, by the way. The GUI is really, really nice. It's done by Kathaeris, who is an absolute master at GUIs. So pretty. No. It sounds very unfamiliar to me. That's okay? Sei smiled. He silently looked at Sion. What is your deal? That's a bit weird. His gaze made Sion confused and weirded out. It was such a complicated gaze that Sion couldn't explain what emotions it contained. But before thinking much, he heard footsteps echoing from the yard. Sion looked out the window and saw Guy had returned with many bags in his hands. I love the move feature. Straight across the stream. Sion was no longer concerned about Sei's sorry. He rushed out to help Guy bringing stuff without realizing that Sei was whispering from behind. That's a treasure that you can't even imagine, my little Sion. A sleeping treasure. What the hell? I don't know if you can hear it's a sneezing fit in the background. It's lunchtime. What that? Sion's voice interrupted Guy and Sei's conversation. He served 3 plates of hot food on the table. Scent from the plate seems familiar to Guy. He had a taste and smiled. Oh, it tastes good. Did you bought this dried herb during our last trip? Yes, master. I bought it and some seeds too, so we could grow more. Sion happily replied. In the previous city, he noticed that Guy enjoyed the herb stew there. He learned how to make it and bought lots of this herb, so he could make it for his master any time. What a good boy. This dish is delicious. It's been a long time since I've tasted it. Did you specifically make it for me? Of course not, but I'm glad you like it. It tastes better because of your love for me. He has a kill face. Just shut up and finish your plate. The 3 of them had lunch while chatting about some trivial stuff. After the meal, Sion did the cleaning, leaving the space for Guy and Sei to continue their conversation. Then after, he asked his master for permission to go out. Sion then goes deep into the forest. There is a friend he wants to meet. Oh, that was a cool transition. In early autumn, so even though it was noon, it was early autumn. So even though it was noon, the sunshine wasn't really harsh. Sion took a long time to go deep into the forest. He walked until he saw a figure sitting on a ledge. Hearing the sound, this person looked up and smiled. Aw, he cute. He was a young boy with a small body. He looked like a 14, 15-year-old teenager, wearing a blue and white outfit with strange patterns. A style different from the regular costumes here. Sion came over and sat down next to him. Hi, I'm back. You have returned. This time you left for too long. I really missed you. Me too, Al. I have brought you many gifts. Take a look. Thank you. He accepted the item Cyan gave him, smiling innocently. Oh, wow. Pretty. Some of the CGs look like sketches still, and then they've got some that are just like this, and this is absolutely beautiful. I wonder if the others are placeholders or if they're actually supposed to look like that. They're still a cool style. This boy is Cyan's only friend at this place. When Cyan was a child, one day he got lost in the depth of the forest and met Alvis. At that time, his appearance was exactly the same as it is now. Yes, his appearance hasn't changed one bit after many years. While Cyan knew that the person in front of him is not human, he had never been afraid of him at all. Guy taught him that there are many creatures in this world beyond human comprehension, but not all of them are dangerous. Looking at Alvis, no one could think anything bad. He had porcelain white skin, clear purple eyes, and a voice that sounded like a bell. He's always calm. His aura reminds people of the messenger of the god in the fresco on the temple wall. Moreover, Alvis's hair is almost the same color as Cyan's. Except for the elderly, Cyan has never been able to find a young man with hair as white as him. He had been very conscious of it because of the way that people looked at his hair, so deep down, Cyan always felt close to Alvis. Being by his side, Cyan felt relaxed. His feeling was different from the respect and reliance for Guy. It was more like a connection from deep within the subconscious. When they're together, even silence becomes as natural as breathing in the air. Cyan had guessed he was probably the spirit of the forest or something like that. Guy once said that spirits are part of nature, and they will give those around them a sense of being healed. However, he had never tried to ask Alvis, nor did he really care. How old are you this year, Cyan? Me? I will turn 17 this winter. I see. So it is almost time. What? What did you say? It's nothing. You will know soon. Maybe. Hey, Cyan. Do you like your current life? Of course. I was able to live with my master. Moreover, I have you as a friend. And life was so peaceful. I don't wish for more. Why did you ask me? Alvis, are you not happy with your current life? Yes, I don't. What makes you feel that way? Oh, I know. You've been here for a long time. You must be bored. The next time I go to town to sell remedies, I could take you with me if you want. With Alvis's exotic appearance, he'll definitely draw people's attention to himself when we go to a village. Maybe I should prepare a shawl for him, Cyan thinks. But in response to the invitation, Alvis just gently shook his head. There's no need. I need to be here, waiting for something, but maybe it's coming soon. I see. I hope so too. Alvis smiled and didn't say anything. This whole conversation is very suspicious. There was not much conversation between them. He just silently plays with the bird in his hand while listening to Cyan talk about the interesting things he experienced on the trip. Mysterious boy who seems to know more than he's letting on. Other mysterious boy who seems to be challenging main character to remember something. Mysterious master. Everyone's very mysterious. When he said goodbye to Elvis, it was already evening. Sion hurried back home before it was completely dark. When he came close to the house, a weird smell like a mixture of flowers and blood was coming from inside, which made him stop in his tracks. Then, suddenly he heard Sion's voice resounded. "You're hypocritical and stupid, guy. Your excuses are all trash, just like you." What is he talking about? Sion felt dissatisfied when he heard this, but he held back the feeling of wanting to rush inside. Master has always told him not to arbitrarily intervene in other people's conversations. Seeing that the two people in the room are seemingly unaware he was back, Sion silently stopped his footsteps and nestled against the wall. He has intended to secretly go away, then pretend he had just returned. "You're right." Guy's words made Sion stop. "You always say everyone has the right to choose what they want, but in reality, you just don't want to dirty your own hands, aren't you? You think since that person died a long time ago, so now you can enjoy your new life, right?" His voice was sarcastic, mixed with a bit of anger. "That person? You were right. I am a coward and a liar. But you also know how important that person is to me. However, what you don't understand is that child is also important." "That child?" "Don't be greedy. There are times you have to choose just one. You should make a decision before it's too late. Like in the past, remember the good thing you did." After that, both of them were silent. Sion hid behind a tree, held his breath for a moment, and then walked out, calmly entering the house. When he entered the house, Sei was nowhere to be seen. He must have returned to the guest room. The strange stench was also gone. "Master, I'm back." What is going on? Strange scent, what was it? Where was it coming from? Who was it coming from? "You should quickly have dinner and rest. I have work tonight, so don't bother me." Then he also left for his room. Sion went into the kitchen and slowly ate the stew from lunch. Then he took a shower and went back to his room. He tried to read a book but couldn't concentrate. His mind was wandering about because of the story he heard in the evening. He didn't have the habit of interfering with his master's story. If Guy needed him, he would tell. And if there is something even Guy couldn't solve, then of course Sion can't be of help either. Sion is used to this and respected his master's own world. He was only a little angry because Sei dared to use such words to his master. And what happened between them? Why did Guy agree with such rude words? Sion felt sad that his master was being criticized. Moreover, the person who said those things was Sei. Although he is teased, but he has never used such rude words to talk about others. Sion wanted to scold Sei, but he knew that being rude isn't the right choice when he didn't know the story behind after all. Sion sighed, leaving it to his master to deal with, then slipped into the blanket and fell asleep. While sleeping, he felt a warm hand touching his hair, rubbing his head and then quickly withdrawing it, but he couldn't open his eyes. When Sion woke up in the morning and walked over to the living room, Guy is there, sitting and reading a book. Oh, you're up? Yes, Master. Is he still sleeping? No, he just left a few minutes ago. He asked me to give some gifts to you. Guy turned his eyes to the center of the table. There were dried fruits and a few books. These books were what Sion had told Sei before that he liked, yet couldn't find them. There's some interesting English choices in this, but it's okay. Sion felt his anger from yesterday cooled down a bit. After all, Sei was the brother he knew from childhood, one of the few people he wants to meet again in this very large world. I'm going out for a bit. Woo! Without waiting for Guy to answer, Sion ran outside. Following the road, he saw Sei's figure from afar. Hey, wait for me. Sion, did you come to see me off? Good kid. Sei turned his head back. He smiled when he saw Sion approaching. Sei put his hand on and rubbed Sion's hair. For a second, Sion felt Sei was a bit gloomy. In the future, if you need help with anything, just come to find me. After saying that, Sei turned away. Thanks for the books. Sion yelled behind Sei, whom raised his hand and waved, yet walked away without turning around. You're back? Yes, Master. Yes, I'm back, Master. Sion stood still at the door, wanting to ask Guy about Sei's words yesterday, but he didn't know how to start. He was not the type of person who liked to meddle in other people's story. Master, if something is troubling you, you can tell me. He was silent, carefully choosing his words. Maybe I'm not good enough, but I can help a little, or at least I can share your worries. Guy silently looked at him and then waved his hand. Come here. You've grown up so fast. When I brought you here, you were just a small child. Master, don't worry. I can solve my problems. Master, don't you trust me? Am I not good enough? Not grown up enough? No, just... These are something that shouldn't be told to anyone. Listen, Sion. I just want you to grow up peacefully. Very soon you will become a man who will have to solve everything on your own, make your own decisions for your life, and have your own family. You can't stay with me forever. But Master, I just want to be there to take care of you. Sion thought, but he didn't say it. He knew that a man of his age should have a good temper. He couldn't always be a shadow tagging behind his master. But honestly, he didn't know what to do if he left his master. With the skills and knowledge that Gaia has taught, Sion is confident that he can live by himself, but if Master has no longer needed him to be by his side, he felt like he wouldn't have any place to return to anymore. Master, do you not need me anymore? You know that's not what I mean. Okay, enough with this topic. Lately you have dark circles around your eyes. Did you not have a good sleep? Don't worry, Master. I just stay up late for reading. Health is more important. You shouldn't stay up too late. I have brought some herbal tea. I will make it for you tonight. You must remember to drink it. Yes, I will. Thank you, Master. Okay, you can go do your thing. Yes, Master, but I want to say. No matter what anyone said, for me, you are the best person in the world. Me too. No matter what the future holds, you are always the child I'm proud of. Come here. Come back to me. Back to where you really belong. You're nothing without me. Ooh. That's threatening. When Sion woke up, he felt like he had just dreamed of a very long, sad dream. But the images in the dream vanished quickly in the morning light, like the night winter snow. Taking a long time to discern where he was, he rubbed his head and sat up, feeling a little headache. Is it morning? Ugh, what an annoying feeling. What time is it? He raised his hand to rub his hair. Sion felt his hands tremble a little. He suddenly felt a rush of fatigue and hunger. When he calmed down and looked around, Sion felt that the room around him had a strange feeling. It's a bit gloomy, even though it was daytime. Stepping on the floor, he felt like it had a bit of dust. Felt like it had a little dust. What was in that tea? He suddenly felt like he had slept for more than a day. A bad feeling struck him out of the blue. Sion went out into the living room. Master? The response to him was just a silent room. He was looking around in panic. The room was covered in a thin layer of dust. Then he spotted a piece of paper in the middle of the room, being held tightly by a book pressed on top. I'm sorry for using this method to leave, so please take care of yourself from now on. Make your own decisions and take control of your life. If you need help, contact my close friend Warren. I will always wish for your safety and happiness. Your master. What was in that tea? Sion shakily dropped the paper, unable to believe his eyes. Master had abandoned him? After making him sleep for days with that herbal tea? Why? Why? Why did he leave me like this? Many emotions rushed in at the same time. Panic, worry, fear, confusion. He didn't know what to do anymore. Guy didn't make an appointment to see him again in the letter, which means he has absolutely no intention of coming back here. Why? Am I too troublesome? Or is it because Master has something to do? Where did he go? Suddenly Say's story came back to his mind. You're so naive, Sai. A place like that would have many treasures everyone wants to have. Of course your dear master is also concerned about it. In future, if you need help with anything, just come find me. He thought about Say's story, wondering if it was real or Say was just joking with him, as he always did. Because of Guy's work, Sion had gone to many places and saw many things, so Sion is always confident of his knowledge. But Say is on a different level. At least, there weren't any questions that Sei could not answer. He always told Sion new and interesting things too. So what's the master's job? Because of his work, they go places. But what is that work? What does he do? But this story is unbelievable. And even if it was real, what kind of treasure his master would have wanted? Sion didn't think Guy needs something like that. Although they have lived a simple and isolated life, Sion knew Guy never lacked money. While he has never really known the true career of his master, but Guy could do almost anything. Doesn't know what his master's career is. That makes him even more interesting and suspicious. What is going on? I really don't know where this game is going. Sion saw that Guy has been respected in the places he went, and there were sometimes luxurious guests coming to him, asking for help with large... Oh, I hate this word. Remunerations? But Guy didn't show any interest. I struggle. That is one of the words that I just cannot say. It's not even such a difficult word. I just cannot do it. It was like he only needed basic necessities to be able to live comfortably. In addition, Sion occasionally went into town to sell herbal remedies he had made himself. Although those were not as good as his master's stuff, the payment could support their simple life without a problem. Well, it's not really important. Whoever master is, he's still my master, and the most important person to me in this world. If he wanted to, whether it's the highest mountain or the deepest sea, I'm always ready to go with him. But if he wants to find something, why did he not bring me with him like usual? Because I'm annoying? Or because that place is dangerous? Surely Master did not want to put me in danger. Sion stood up. He ran into the room, picked up the books that Sei gave him recently. Sei has a habit of sticking pieces of paper to write miscellaneous things inside the gifts he brought to Sion. A piece of paper falls out. An address is written on it. Sion feels at ease. If he finds Sei, he will probably know where his master is. But what if his story was just for fun and he didn't know anything? If you need help, contact my close friend Warren. He suddenly thought of Guy's advice. He knew who Warren was. He was an old friend of his master. They still contacted often through letters. He also knew he was in the next city. Sion thinks he will know more about the master than Sei. And he's also easier to be found. But somehow, Sei's story still makes him insecure. If he wastes time searching for both of them, he probably couldn't catch up to his master. If he was in danger, Sion wouldn't be able to save him on time. Sion didn't think he could fight against something Guy couldn't, but he could at least become a shield for his master. Who should I go to now? Oh! Interesting! So I guess you pick which route you end up in by who you want to find. Do we want to go for Sei for help, or do we want to go find Warren? I'm interested in who this Warren person is. Let's go find Warren. New character. Oh! Or not. Ding! Thank you for playing this demo. Our initial plan was to release the demo at the end of August. But because there's a very special day to our leader in September, so she decided to upload whatever has been done for the jam first. The full demo will be released on September 5th, and the Kickstarter might be available at the same time. We always welcome your questions and criticism. So that ended suddenly, and I'm very sad about it, but this was a submission for Yaoi Jam 2022. Which is a short 2-month development time for games. Lots of demos come out, lots of work in progresses come out. This game looks really fun, really pretty. I'm very intrigued by where this is going. I want to know what this story is. Look at him, he's so pretty. We'll definitely be checking out that Kickstarter. When the Kickstarter comes out, I will update the description of this game to link people towards that. If you're interested in checking it out, you definitely should. It sounds like there will be an updated demo coming out soon as well. So you should definitely check that out. As usual, all the links to their social media and game downloads will be in the description box below. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you next time for what I think I will do will be the demo for another Yaoi Jam game, The Ocean at Night, which is a game I actually helped develop and program. So I'm excited about that. It's been very fun and learning a lot of new things there with programming and starting to delve a little bit into the audio engineering side, and that's really excited, and I hope you will join me for that. But for now, we will end this. I hope you enjoyed the game. Consider checking out the game and its Kickstarter when it launches, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!